Hello, gentle marketers. Welcome to the Gentle Business Revolution podcast, a show where we talk about marketing your business by disrupting the current marketing paradigm and changing it to a gentler approach, one that's based on empathy and kindness. I'm Sarah, and I'm here with an extra episode, again, specifically recorded during or we're getting closer towards the end of this, let's say, first COVID-19 pandemic. Actually, that's a bit dark, but we are kind of getting towards the end of the lockdown over here in Switzerland. And I'm saying first because everybody is talking about a second wave potentially this fall or this winter. But right now, yes, we are kind of getting out of lockdown here in Switzerland, and I haven't recorded an extra episode in a while. And so I thought, okay, things are slowly getting back to a new normal over here in Switzerland. I want to come on and kind of tell you how it feels over here. I know that a lot of people who are listening, maybe in the US or in the UK or other countries where maybe you're at a different stage still. I know, for example, I think in some states in the US, you might still be in lockdown. UK, I think slowly things are also opening up. So yeah, we're coming out on the other end of this strange pause in a way. And I just wanted to come on and share maybe also a bit why I haven't come on again with another extra episode. I do feel like it's as strange as it was going into this time. I feel it's also strange to get out of it again because, you know, in a way, the pandemic is over, the health crisis is over. At least I know it is in Switzerland. We have like less than 50 new cases now per day, and yeah, I know that in other countries that might not be the case yet, but still, it starts to feel like, okay, health-wise, this thing is a bit more under control now, and yes, obviously a lot of hurt has been done and suffering, but in a way it's like the aftermath. Okay, now that this crisis is over, let's go back to this normality, back to the way it was before. And yet so much has happened, not so much in terms of happenings and, you know, like activity, but in our heads a lot of things have happened. And so that's probably also kind of what held me back to come on here again. And I'm like, I don't even know what to say. It feels like, in a way, it feels like everything is on standby, and it surely is in terms of, you know, some of my business stuff, like all the trainings, the LinkedIn related trainings are still on hold. They will start again in June. I have some client commitments in June where I plan to actually go in person. So they're like, okay, yeah, let's do this in person. And then there's some other ones where it's still going to be online. But otherwise, yeah, except for a few clients that I have where we work over Zoom, like we have always had, it's pretty quiet and calm. And so in a way, I'm like, well, what am I going to come and talk to you about? We talked about bounce back ability a few episodes ago. And so in a way, it felt like being a bit fake, talking more about that, because right now it still feels to me like everything is on hold. So maybe that's one of the reasons why I didn't come and record another episode. And then I thought, well, let's just say things the way they are. And right now, for me, they are, in this liminal space again. It's the liminal space again, where it's like this in between. So I feel very lucky that I have had, probably the past few years to really get to know this liminal space and be okay with it. And just if you don't know what I'm referring to, it's this space in between things. So it's kind of this la la land where you're like, I don't really know where I'm going. Maybe it's a transition from doing one thing in your business to doing another thing, or right now, like where everything is on hold, so you don't know when things are going to pick up again, and there's so much uncertainty. So that's the liminal space, and in a way it's a call for transformation, but at the same time, yes, there's a lot of uncertainty. So I feel lucky that I've had quite a lot of practice with it. And so I actually feel okay. And right now I'm using this pause mainly to work on my book. So that feels good. And I'm really, I feel like I'm advancing. And so that feels good. And at the same time, it is challenging not to know what's next, and not to, to be able to plan. And I wrote in one of my newsletters that, I see people reacting in two different ways. There's people who are really taking this time to reflect and kind of plan, but not so much the doing part, but more the being part, and reflect on what really matters, or are they still doing the right things. And then there's others who are using the pause for planning and doing and creating new work and new courses and programs and IP. And so in a way, for me, the writing the book is a bit of both, because yes, there's the writing and that's doing, but as I'm writing about the journey and this transformation, it's also the being, because I really need to allow myself to go back into the being, and maybe also go back to where I started and how that felt. And it's not always easy to go back to the pain I was feeling when this all started. So going back to that moment in time where I was miserable because I was working with the wrong clients, and I was miserable because I felt like I should be doing marketing a certain way. And so that's what's going on for me right now. So I'm kind of going back and forth between the being and the doing, and also giving myself permission to just say, right now, the book is my priority. And even though that means that I'm probably not, launching a new program and not putting myself too much out there, I still do have this should voice. And it's funny because I'm writing a book about letting go of the marketing shoulds, but every now and then it comes back, and I hear it that says, Sarah, you should really post more, or you should be launching this thing. And at the same time, the energy is just not there. So I really think this moment can be used in both ways. If you feel like this is your time to create new things, then go for it. This is the perfect time for this. And if you feel like this is more a good time to go inward and to reflect on what you've been doing up till now, and if there are certain things that maybe are no longer working, then letting go of those. I also always come back to the astrology, because it's just such a powerful year of changes, and in terms of all these systems that are changing and breaking down. That can also apply to our own business, and maybe some of the things that you put in place are no longer working for you. So it would also be a good time to reflect on that. So in a way, yeah. But again, I'm also admitting that that's probably the reason why I didn't come on with another episode earlier on, because I'm like, I don't know, I'm just in la la land right now. I don't really know what to say. So that's me rumbling. And in a way, I think that's also kind of wraps up these extra episodes for the COVID-19. I already have plans to do some other special episodes during the summer, and I'm super excited to announce those in a few weeks from now. But we're gonna go really deep into a bit more woo-woo and kind of talk with a special guest about the 7 Ps from this kind of intuitive perspective. And I really look forward to recording those special episodes again. So in a way, it shows me that the right things that I am excited about, they always somehow come your way. And isn't that perfect? So that you don't have to actually push yourself to, go out and do things that you don't really feel like doing, but that the right things somehow just come your way. I mean, I had the guest on the podcast, and she suggested that. So it's like, yay, wow, amazing. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Enough blah, blah. But thanks so much for listening in. One thing that I know that I should be doing on this episode is mention the Gentle Business Circle again. So that's a new thing that I do feel excited about. And I would love to launch this or kind of kick it off. So the Gentle Business Circle is kind of a safe space for having conversations just like this one, or it could be about anything: marketing, selling, being, anything in between. And it'll be a monthly Q&A call, and you can check out all the details at the Gentle Business Circle. The link is sarahsanacroce.com/circle. And it's a membership that starts at $7 per month, and you can choose whatever feels good to you. There are different levels. So I'd love to have you there and kind of have these, honest, and sometimes, at least to me, as the kind of type of A person, they sometimes feel like, oh, we just wasted a bunch, or I just wasted 12 minutes talking about nothing. But at the same time, those are the conversations that help us grow, right? So anyway, if you are intrigued by the Gentle Business Circle, find out more at sarahsanacroce.com/circle. And I'd love to kick that off in June. So thank you so much for listening. And I'll be back on Friday with a regular episode. It's an interview with Jeffrey Shaw. He's the author of a book called Lingo that I used a lot in the Gentle Marketing program research, and I really look up to him. So I think it'll be a good one. Thanks so much for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.